So all jokes aside, I gotta keep this completely real. And I'm not even a Celtics fan. I just love me some Rajon Rondo, my all-time favorite point guard, so I had to throw the jersey on for this. Jayson Tatum is a top 10 player in the NBA. He solidified it with this performance versus the Brooklyn Nets. I don't think it's even up for debate anymore. Now, Celtics fans and everyone out there, before I actually get into why I believe Jayson Tatum is a top 10 player in the NBA, if you guys don't know CullerSports on Twitter already, he's probably the biggest Celtics / Jayson Tatum fan account out there. He's awesome. He's my boy. You guys should go check him out. He's very active, and this man, I'm telling you, is the biggest Celtics and Jayson Tatum fan base out there, out on Twitter. Go check him out. I will link to him down below. It's at Celtics Riley or CullerSports on Twitter. I will link to that down below so you guys can go check him out. Now, we know Jayson Tatum to be one of the more prolific scorers in the game, whether that's ISO ball, playing off the ball, wherever it is on the court, because this guy can take it to the rim. He can hit it from deep. He can pull up from mid-range. He's got the back to the basket game. Jayson Tatum is a purified scorer, and now he has 6 career 50-point games and his career high coming against the San Antonio Spurs. I think that was the last season where he dropped 60. But in his performance today versus the Brooklyn Nets earlier this afternoon, Jayson Tatum scored 54 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, shot 8 of 15 from 3 and 16 of 30 from the field. Jayson Tatum single-handedly beat the Brooklyn Nets this afternoon with a fully healthy Brooklyn Nets squad from Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and the rest of the crew. Jayson Tatum did that. And the Boston Celtics with Udoka as a first-year head coach for the Celtics, they've been phenomenal. They really have turned it up. They're sitting 4.5 games back out of the 1 seed. And the Boston Celtics really are probably the hottest team in the NBA right now. Defensively, they're number 2 in defensive efficiency. They are that good, and they're led by Jayson Tatum. Now, let me give you my actual top 10 list of the top 10 players in the NBA and where Jayson Tatum really ranks in there. Now, in no particular order, I think everyone would have just about Giannis, KD, LeBron, Embiid, Jokic, Luka, Harden, Steph. Then the last two, I'm going to put Ja Morant and Jayson Tatum. Some honorable mentions would be guys like Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, etc. And I'm not putting Damian Lillard and Kawhi Leonard into this list just simply due to the fact that they're not here. You know, Kawhi Leonard got injured. He had that ACL injury in the playoffs last year in the semifinals versus the Jazz. Then you see Damian Lillard. He's been out 6 to 8 weeks with whatever injury it is that he had. And obviously the Blazers aren't very good right now. So as of right now, Jayson Tatum is a top 10 player in this game, and he's having a phenomenal season as well. I know people want to talk about his numbers, 3-point shooting. It's not the best, but right now he's averaging 26.5 points on the season, 8.2 rebounds, 4.2 assists, shooting 43.8% from the field, and now 33.4% from deep. When he is the primary ball handler and ball dominant guy on this roster, and he is the number 1 scorer that defenses have to key an eye on for every single night, Jayson Tatum is still producing at a very high level. He's a perennial all-star and one of just the best purified scorers in this game. Why is he not a top 10 player? I don't understand any argument as to why Tatum wouldn't be. Like I said, some other guys have some honorable mentions, but when we just talk about the stack of injuries and the slew of injuries that we've seen across the league, Jayson Tatum is a top 10 player in this game, and he is phenomenal. Jayson Tatum, the last 2 seasons, has had 650-plus point performances in these last 2 seasons. Steph Curry these last 2 seasons has had 4 of those games. Joel Embiid with 2, Bradley Beal with 2, Giannis with 2, Damian Lillard with 2. Jayson Tatum is doing phenomenal things. So excluding really just Jayson Tatum's play in the regular season this year and how phenomenal he's been, Jayson Tatum has always been a great and exponentially great player in the playoffs, and I don't even want to blame him for the shortcomings of the team, because really Danny Ainge and Brad Stevens never really helped him in terms of roster construction and building the proper roster around Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum. But we obviously go back to 2017 when he took LeBron James in his rookie season in 2018 in the playoffs to the Eastern Conference Finals to a Game 7. And even though they didn't win that series, Jayson Tatum was phenomenal and really put the world on notice. But all of his other playoff shortcomings, I don't blame him for, because of the simple fact that Kyrie Irving and Kemba Walker were never the right guys in the backcourt to help facilitate and run that offense. They're 2 ball-dominant guys that just did not fit with Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum. Obviously, Dennis Schroeder doesn't really do that. He's a much, Walmart version of those guys, if that's even what you want to compare him to. Peyton Pritchard, he's serviceable serviceable, but he's nothing great. They need a facilitator on this offense. And then even down low, guys like Al Horford and Enes Kanter, these guys have never really been able to like get the job fully done. They've been serviceable and they've been good. Al Horford definitely contributes. Robert Williams is a very good, solid center in this league too. Very underrated. With his production, Marcus Smart's great on the perimeter. He does a lot of the dirty work and he's just streaky. But the Celtics, to me, they're still not there yet. They're still not a legitimate contender in the East, despite how phenomenal they've been playing. And it kind of pains me to say that because I have no like affiliation or hatred towards Boston or anything like that. I just think that they're still a piece away, and it has nothing to do with Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum. It's everything to do with the roster construction around them. Udoka's done a great job this season. As I said, they're 4.5 games back from the number 1 seed in the Miami Heat. But this team healthy is not beating the Miami Heat, the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Philadelphia 76ers. I can say that definitively in a 7-game series, they're not beating them. They might give the Brooklyn Nets a run for their money, which we clearly saw today, because Kyrie Irving, as of right now, can't play in Brooklyn. And then there's some other teams like the Bulls, and then you talk about the Atlanta Hawks. If, you know, they squeak in and see what they do, they're definitely going to be right there competing, but I just don't see this team getting past the second round. They might even be a first round exit, but they're probably a semifinals type of team. But I do love the fact that they have really changed their culture and their mindset to the fact that they're now a defensive team. Jayson Tatum, the leader, has done a phenomenal job, and I'm really excited to see what this team does moving forward, because Jayson Tatum has truly carried this team and this franchise on his back, and he's having a career level season. Jayson Tatum is a top 10 player. I don't think it's even close. But Celtic fans and NBA fans, I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. Do you guys think that Jayson Tatum's a top 10 player? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you guys don't know already, I do a podcast every single week with my co-host Chill Takes, where we talk NFL and NBA on the podcast, and it comes out on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcast every Friday morning. So if you guys want to go check out the Don't Overthink It podcast, I will link to those down below. If you guys enjoyed the content, make sure you guys drop me a like. It takes 1 second and it helps me in the channel out tremendously. Hit the subscribe bell if you guys enjoyed the content, and also don't forget to drop a comment and let me know what you guys think about Jayson Tatum being a top 10 player down below. But Brett James, aka BJ, I'm out, y'all. Peace.